I was just fired from my last job when I saw the ad. I was broke and needed more money to get by and pay my debts. And the local museum was offering $20 an hour to work the night shift. Thinking that this was an offer I couldn't refuse, I picked up the phone and called the museum. After arriving for my first shift, I went into the office only to find a note taped to the monitor. In big blocky letters it said, "Rules for the night security guard." I read the list. 1. The doors to Exhibit E are to remain chained and bolted at all times. Never enter Exhibit E, under any circumstance. Mr. Meckwell lives in there and doesn't like being interrupted. 2. 1 hour after starting your shift, the power will go out. Leave your office. There will be a trail of red liquid leading to the storage room, where you will restore the power. Never leave the trail, and never look behind you after leaving your office while the power is out. If the liquid is any other color than red, or leads anywhere that is not the storage room, turn around and go back into the office. The power should return shortly. If the trail is still there after you turn the power back on, do not follow it. 3. If the doors to Exhibit E are open for any reason, leave the building immediately and return home. If the doors to the building are locked when you try to leave, pray. Not for your safety, but that your death is faster than most. 4. The basement is the lowest floor of the building. If there are stairs below the basement, look down them. There will be one light bulb, and then the stairs turn out of sight. If the stairs match the description and the light is on, ignore them. If the light is out or the stairs do not match the description, grab some raw meat from the break room fridge and throw it down the stairs. Leave the basement immediately after throwing the meat, but never run. 5. Be inside your office from 1 to 1:30 a.m. At 1:17, you will hear heavy pounding at the office door. Ignore it. 6. If a camera is pitch black and says that it is watching Exhibit E, shut the camera off immediately. If it does not turn off, smash the monitor. You will not be charged for replacing it. 7. If you hear crying coming from the basement, get some salt and pour it at the top of the stairs, from one wall to the other, with no gaps in the salt. 8. Never use the elevator. 9. If you enter the office at the start of your shift and your chair is facing the door, walk downstairs and hide in the break room. When the power goes out, repeat the steps in Rule 2. 10. If any light source in the building gains a red tint at any part of the night, cut the power to the entire area for the rest of the night, and do not enter that area. If this happens to your office or the break room, and you need to hide in either of those places, hide in the storage room. 11. If the phone starts ringing while the power is out, ignore it. If it rings while the power is on but you hear only static, do not hang up. Leave the phone far away from you. If the caller hangs up while you still have the phone, or you can still hear static after leaving the phone, exit the building immediately. Follow these rules, and you should survive your shift. I laughed, knowing it was just a joke from the guy who worked here before me. Then the power went out. I left the office. There was a red trail leading away from me. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight. It's 9:13 p.m. It's been a few minutes since I started following the trail. I'm starting to hear whispers from all around me, except from in front of me. I don't think I'm safe. It's 11:24. I got the power back on without incident and went back to my office. The lights near Exhibit C turned red, so I turned the lights in there off. I went downstairs to grab some coffee to calm my nerves when I noticed some stairs leading down. The stairs went downward, then turned. The light bulb was off. I quickly made my way to the refrigerator in the break room and grabbed some raw steak. I went back to the stairs and hurled the meat down. I started to run. Then I remembered the fourth rule. A searing pain burnt down my leg. I hobbled up the stairs without looking back. It's 2:27. When I got back to my office, I checked the cameras. I went through the exhibits one by one, checking each one for a sign of a break-in. A, B, C, D, E, F. All clear. E. Exhibit E was one of the cameras. It was pitch black. I hurried to turn it off. The button was jammed. I took off my shoe and hurled it at the monitor. It shattered in a shower of glass. Then the pounding started. Horrid, monstrous pounding. It went on for what felt like hours. It stopped, and it took me half an hour to gather the strength to check outside. There were bloody handprints on the door, as if a man with no skin were pounding on it. It's 4:19. I saw the elevator open in one of the cameras, but ignored it. I heard crying coming from the basement. Fortunately, the man who wrote the note left some salt with me. I poured it on the stairs, forming a wall, and the crying stopped. I realized then that everything that was written in the rules had happened, except for one thing, which I prayed wouldn't. It's 7:38. I'm back at my apartment, with my first and final paycheck from that wretched museum. After writing my last update, the basement break room lights turned red, and I went upstairs to shut them off when I noticed it. The doors to Exhibit E were wide open. I couldn't see inside. There were lights above that shone on the door, but the darkness seemed to form a wall, letting no light through. That was the last straw. I ran as fast and as far as I could out of that museum, and thankfully made it home. I'm never going back there, and I wanted to warn everyone here to avoid shady jobs that pay too well.